Hello and welcome back. It's our first vlog of 2018. Mr. Hughes, happy to be here.
Happy to be here. Where you been?
Here, there, and everywhere.
Okay.
I'm glad that we are finally back.
Yes.
It's Friday, so knock on wood, let's get through the day. It'll be our first 5-day weekend forever.
Yes.
So it has not warmed up at all outside.
We had the snow days.
Yes.
We got back from our 2-week break from Christmas.
Yep.
Had one day and a half day, and then we're out for 2 more days or something like that.
So we got back from Christmas. Then we had 2 snow days, and then we had like a cold weather day.
Yeah.
Like a scare snow day.
Yeah.
So it has not warmed up at all. It's miserable cold outside. My tan level, I'm looking kind of like the Joker, the Heath Ledger character. Like I need some, is it vitamin D? Yeah. So let's talk about some really relevant stuff to lead off this week. Super Bowl 52.
All right, let's go.
Who you got?
I got the Eagles.
Fly, Eagles, fly. Absolutely. Woo-hoo! Basically anybody except the Patriots.
That's what I was going to say. Hashtag anybody but
But,
Patriots.
you know, like the football coach in me, I respect Bill Belichick. Like, he's the best to ever do it. But I also, like, I hate him.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. Well, and
somebody else win,
as a
please.
Dolphin fan, I mean, I've put up with this for, 17 years now of just domination in the AFC East. And
Like, domination is not a good enough word.
No.
Like, you guys are getting smoked.
It's been awful.
Yeah.
It used to be competitive.
Yeah,
now.
so I'm pulling for the Eagles just because my boy Alex is from Philly and he's an Eagles fan, and I respect him. I respect that he's a loyal fan. Also, I'm looking forward to the videos on Instagram of like Philadelphia fans when they win.
Yeah.
You know, like the guy he's running down the train last week.
Yeah.
So I'll probably throw that in here somewhere.
And not only that, you know, if you have if you can't pick a team, you have to kind of look at what would you prefer, New England clam chowder or Philly cheesesteak.
I'm going cheesesteak all day.
Cheesesteak every single
There's
time.
the argument, Tony's or Gino's, whatever, but
Yeah.
but we're back after
We're back.
our heated debate about artichoke versus ribs, which I won. Let's talk about some reminders.
All right.
What's
yes,
going on?
Reminders.
What should we
Flu.
remind everybody of?
The flu.
It's flu season.
Height of the flu season. They're saying it's peaking right about now, from what I've heard in the NIH.
It's going around.
I have a giant Sam's thing of hand sanitizer in my classroom. Please use it when you walk into my class.
My hands are so dry from hand sanitizer all day.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
But trying not to get the flu because I'm trying the kids not to get the flu. Like all the kids that are like allegedly having the flu at my kids' daycare, stay out of there.
Yep.
Don't come to school with the flu.
Right.
You know, let's bring the dab back when you sneeze.
Yeah.
Into the
Yep.
elbow. So something to think about. Another reminder, we do have report cards going out on Tuesday. That date is the 30th, I believe.
Yes.
Is that right? Report
Yes.
cards for the first semester will go out on Tuesday. A little more on that later. So parents, look in the mail on Tuesday. It doesn't matter what your kid says. They are being mailed home. What else we got? I don't have glasses on. I can't see that.
Future encouragement. Reminder.
Yeah.
Encourage. So, what we want to talk about a little bit here is make sure, because report cards just went out, that was for semester 1, now we're in semester 2. And something to remember is maybe you didn't do as well as you might have liked that first semester.
It happens.
It happens. It's okay. So far, students, if you have a year-long class, that first semester is equal to 40% of your grade. You still have 60% of your grade left. You have 40% for semester 2, and then 20% for your final exam. So don't despair if you got a grade that you're not happy about.
Sky is not falling.
You know, you have got plenty of time and plenty of opportunity to make a change, make it happen, talk to your teachers, go to Power Hour, do the things you need to do.
Absolutely.
The flip side to that is, ladies and gentlemen, you have kicked butt and taken names this first semester. I mean, you got 100 average in your class, right? You're killing it. And so you're a senior, and it's spring semester, and you go,
and I'm
cruise
done.
control.
I am done.
Just remember, you have 60% of your grade left too. And so if you decide to kind of slack off and not do as much, and I'm not going to do this project or that project, which are worth a lot, then you could find yourself with a 70, you know, real easy. And that A that you worked so hard for first semester, gone. Absolutely gone.
You know, you hit it on the head a second ago. Some of our kids absolutely crushed it. So I want to talk about some iAcademy numbers, because one reason that we got into making this vlog was because last year when we were trying to get this idea rolling a little bit, we tried to find some stuff to see what other schools are doing, and we found nobody was doing anything like this. So we wanted to do it to share information. So let's share some numbers with you. we grouped our freshmen, our sophomores, and our junior iAcademy classes together. Our freshmen have 70 kids, our sophomores have 64, I believe, and our juniors are 56.
Okay.
So take whatever that number is. Our total, we had 84% of those students pass every class, 7 out of 7.
Amazing.
That's pretty solid. Now,
Yep.
now I compared these numbers also to the school numbers, and ours were better. But I think that's an obvious. We got to handpick our kids. We got to handpick our teachers. So I mean, I expect it to be better. 92% of those students passed 6 out of 7 classes. Again, I'll take it. Here's my favorite stat that we have of all. Only 2% of our iAcademy students failed 3 or more.
That's great.
That's pretty strong.
Yep.
That's like.
Yep.
Do it.
Yep.
Everybody else can tap themselves on the back too. And my closing stat: 96% of our iAcademy students, 96% total pass rate. So that's strong. Of all the classes taken, every student takes 7 classes. We pass 96% of those.
That's
incredible. Outstanding.
That's incredible.
So I wanted to.
And
go ahead.
I want to back you up. You did say we hand select our students, but I want to make sure for somebody in the community that when you think about who got hand selected, we didn't hand select.
No,
you have a 3.0 GPA and you get picked.
And that selection, I'm glad you said that. That selection process was based on your work ethic, your teacher references, and did you fill something out on your IGP that said you like to work with your hands, or you like to
do something different.
to create,
you like
want
to
to
learn
be different, right?
Yep.
And kids applied for it, and
And in some cases, we identified kids who were like bombing classes and struggling, and we said, let's put you over in the iAcademy.
Because I think you'll like to do it our way instead.
Yeah, you might have.
That's a good thing to add. I'm glad you did that. You saved me a little bit. I also took away. I was the most proud of the freshman class because the freshmen walked in here. They had no idea what's going on. Their team has been just outstanding so far. 91% of freshmen passed every class.
That's amazing.
I'm going to say that again because I don't know if you heard what I said. 91% of all freshman iAcademy students passed every class.
That's amazing. That's
ridiculous. Like if I was watching this, and I would be like, that's not true, whatever. But it is. 97% passed 6 out of 7 classes. 1%, and it was actually like 1.3. It was 1.3 students failed 3 or more, and a 98% total pass rate. That's walk off.
Yeah.
I mean, that's unbelievable, right?
Yep.
I am absolutely thrilled with those results.
Yes.
So we're going to share this video with Mr. Schuler at the middle school and talk about. He's talking about with his kids what we're looking for in iAcademy students, and I will also say for the freshman group, the discipline has been, I don't want to say non-existent. We've had typical freshman stuff, but we've had phenomenal behavior, for lack of a better term. When you walk down this freshman hallway, Mr. Hughes' classroom's on the freshman hallway, so he can back me up. It's not loud. It's right there. We designed it so that the 4 freshman classrooms are literally across the hall and next door to each other. So when they change classes, they have 7 minutes to walk about 25 feet, something like that. So they don't get lost, that kind of thing. So smooth sailing.
Yep.
Now, as an overall kind of overlook, as the first semester has closed now, I think that we can say we've gotten our feet wet, right? We've taught kids how to do research. We have made them comfortable about doing projects, and we'll talk about, do we have something to talk about before we get into the future?
Nope, future.
No, so let's dive into it. So moving forward, for quarter 3, our goal is to have one what we call major project. Now, it's important to note that we will also have 3 minor projects that lead into those major projects. Those can also be cross-curriculum style. I'll share with you the sophomore group has some, they have a project design that's going to be so much fun and so mind-blowingly captivating. They are renovating downtown Darlington. So all the businesses that are closed up and vacant, just empty shops, they have to look at what businesses would thrive here, what's done well in the past, and this is going in the sophomores are in econ, obviously, and Ms. Goodson's going to help them put presentations together. We have plans that the art teacher comes in and helps them make all these drawings and that kind of stuff. So what a cool design, right?
Yeah,
so
incredible.
Their major project at the end will be, give me your presentation about downtown Darlington, what's going to work here, tell me why. But as a minor project, the first thing that comes to mind would be something like, let's do some research and see what businesses have failed here, right? Why have they failed? Supply and demand type stuff, that kind of thing. As the econ guru, what would you think? What would be a good project to do?
So then they could look at, they could basically do a survey and poll the community and say, what would you want? Do you need another restaurant? Do you need another place to shop? Do you need another grocery store? Do you need,
So the square has the courthouse.
Mm-hmm.
We got a gem up Mexican restaurant.
Mhm.
Shout out to Tanapis. Pharmacy.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a school supply store.
Mm-hmm.
A bank. Lawyer's office. What else?
And Jules is on there.
Jules.
Yep.
So, not that the square is doing anything.
How do you pronounce it? Cogschuls, I think.
I couldn't
Yeah,
tell you.
that's how you pronounce it. It's like kind of a department store.
But there is a downtown revitalization kind of movement nationally. Is that fair? So like Florence has had all this success, and so I have some guest speakers lined up coming from the city planner in Florence is coming over to show what he's done. Architect firms coming over to talk about what they're doing. So really excited about that project.
Yeah.
But that's the kind of thing that we're doing here. Those little things are going to lead into big things, and really excited for it.
Yeah.
So let's talk.
Yes, let's talk.
It's Valentine's Day.
It is Valentine's Day.
Any big plans tonight?
No. It's Valentine's Day is nothing more than a holiday created by Hallmark for people to spend money.
I did not see you as that kind of person that thinks that.
No, my wife and I are practical in our approach to holidays.
Is that a nice way of saying you're old? I'm like disinterested.
Pretty much, yeah. Not disinterested, just we're very interested. We're not going to be dictated by Hallmark. Hallmark's not going to tell us when we can and cannot.
I'll be dictated by the Hallmark
gifts
channel.
And not. We will buy gifts for each other for whatever reasons, but it's not going to be because some corporate exec in La La Land Hallmark
is getting my eye roll. Like, come on.
I mean, they even have a television channel. Like, it's just big corporate empires, bad stuff.
Wow. Rant over, I guess.
Yeah.
So I'm excited. I love my wife, and
well, I didn't say I did.
I mean, you implied strongly you were not going to celebrate her. No, I'm kidding. Miss Hughes is a nice lady.
She is.
And it's Valentine's Day. I love that. The announcement yesterday was do not bring any balloons or teddy bears or anything, and everybody's walking.
What'd you find today?
It's all kind of stuff.
Yeah, a lot of money spent, right?
Absolutely.
That's that corporate greed. Somehow
greed.
They've convinced our children that you should spend $500 on your boyfriend that you dated for a week on a bear.
Absolutely.
A rose.
I
mean, just look at flowers. You're gonna get a dozen.
Did you see the kid walking around with the life-size teddy bear out there?
Oh no!
Like it's bigger than the actual student. Like it's a teddy bear. Like how much? That costs $100.
Yeah.
And what are you gonna do with that?
Right.
What are you gonna do with it?
Yeah. Well, I will say this: those life-size teddy bears, I did see a whole bin full of them at Walmart. They were $15. So you can do better on those. But where you can't do better is a dozen roses, any floral shop, wrapped in paper, not a vase, $60. Wait till tomorrow. And any other day of the year, and they're $24.
$6.50.
Well,
Yeah.
cheap, but it's like $20, $20. So that
In a normal year, I'd be excited about tomorrow for getting Valentine's candy.
Mm-hmm.
Specific, like the Reese's Hearts are like the best ones they
Mm-hmm.
have. But I won't. Not this year.
Mm-hmm.
But
I don't mean to be grumpy cat. Y'all enjoy Valentine's Day. It's just not for me or us. Whatever. We're going to dinner this Saturday night, though.
Enjoy it.
Right.
Hope you're bringing a better attitude.
I will.
So let's also talk about this. This morning I'm checking Facebook, and we, a year ago today, made an announcement, and it went on the news that we were starting the iAcademy 1 year ago. To me, like that felt like when I saw it this morning, I was like, that was only a year ago. Like
Right.
it felt like forever ago. Right. We've come a long way.
Yep.
So what do you think we've learned in the last year? Now that we're a year invested, almost through our first 3 quarters.
There's a lot of lessons. Like
Okay, go.
how difficult it is.
It's not easy, for sure.
Yep. And I think we've learned the importance of communication from teacher to teacher and making it all work. And I've seen a lot of that. I've seen some neat things just in the break room and in the hallways between classes, teachers talking about their classes because the classes rotate together. So they're able to kind of chat about how the class is going, what needs to happen, what do you think, are you having this trouble in this class, is this class successful in this, and just having those kind of conversations that before we were never having.
Sure.
And we even had the sophomore group mixed it up a little bit, right, because they after about a semester of working in the iAcademy, they realized certain personalities were a little bit in conflict, but because we had this schedule set up the way it was, they could mix it up some, and they're finding success by doing that.
But I think that goes back to too. We talked about in the very beginning. We want the kids and the teachers to both have freedom while they're in the 3-block window here to do that kind of thing. So that's why we didn't fight it at all. I mean, I thought it was a super idea when they presented it. Anything else like
Trial and error.
trial and error?
That's a huge thing.
I've said it 100 times this year. It's okay if it doesn't
Right.
work. We learn something from it.
Yep.
I think the biggest surprise that I have from the last year is how when you start something this new, there's so many things you don't think about.
Right.
When you first sit down and you make your outline and that kind of stuff, and something new comes up every day. I'm like, hadn't thought about that.
Yep.
That part of that's been fun.
Right.
Like it's I don't want to say challenging, but it forces you to think differently every day, and I like that a lot about it. I think the feedback that we've received from it is overwhelmingly positive. Now, are there naysayers? 100%, absolutely. Are there kids that don't like this style of learning, thought they would like it? 100%, absolutely. But I think a year wiser, it will be an improved product next year.
Right.
And that's not saying it's not working right now.
Right.
We talked about on this episode, our numbers are really, really good. But it makes me excited to know if we come this far in the first year. I think our biggest year of growth will be from 1 to 2. So that excites me a lot.
Yep.
Excites me a lot.
Tell me what the most memorable experience you've had in the iAcademy this year has been.
So as far as like a personal thing, like it was neat as obviously an administrator and a very young administrator that was given the freedom and the trust, I guess, to take this ship and sail it. That was neat. Like first day, seeing the kids come in and knowing like if it works, it's because of you, and if it doesn't, it's because of you too. That was cool. I'm grateful for Dr. Harrison for the opportunity. I'm grateful for Ms. Gerke when there was a turnover and a transition of power. She was 100% on board with that, and she has been 100% supportive of the program, as have the higher ups. So that's been neat. As far as memorable stuff, I think one of the coolest things I've seen is when the sophomores made their presentations about bills and rights. It really stood out to me that not just that they could, get the material for themselves, form their own opinions, and present them really well. They adjusted so well. And, we gave them some feedback, and they said, "Let's do this, this, and this," and it was. You could kind of see the light bulbs going off.
Yep.
That was really neat. That was something
cool.
I hadn't felt in a long time. It's, not being in the classroom every day. That was really neat. And I think that the kids kind of had the same vision that I did. And when it was happening, they were all on the same page, and it was a big learning community. That was super, super neat.
Yep. And I like the ideas that they're rolling with that sophomore group and the economics project and looking at downtown revitalization and what businesses need to come in.
I got fired up looking at the numbers from this semester, like just seeing how well the freshman crew's working together and how low their discipline is, and like how the junior class, there's some kids in there that don't like the learning style. That's that is what it is. But there's some of them that are in there, and they're just, man, they love it. And they're I call them the extreme juniors, just because they're all in, or they just don't like this program. Right. And that's okay. We expected that with our older cats, but it's just been fun to watch. I mean, it's been a fun process. So
cool.
Yeah. Also, it rules having third lunch duty.
Totally.
That's cool, right?
Well, we got
120 kids in third lunch. That's like first and second both have 500. So.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
Yep.
But that's it. So let's go now to our champion of the week, and we'll come back and wrap it up.
It's gonna be great.
So what else we got? I can't read that far ahead.
So you've done future, and we need to roll into the champion of the week. So without further ado,
here it comes. We're here with Coach Albron. He's our champion of the week. Coach, congratulations.
Thank you.
I know it must feel good. Let's start it off with a little icebreaker. Do you know how much a polar bear weighs?
I don't.
Enough to break the ice. And we're started. So, serious question. If you could be any animal in the world, what would it be and why?
Let's see. I got picked out when I was younger for being long-necked, so I got called giraffe a lot.
Okay.
So I definitely don't want to go that route.
I can see that.
ostrich.
I would say a cheetah.
A cheetah.
Fast, ferocious, kind of run things of sorts.
So no reference to Michigan cheating in sports.
No, absolutely not.
Okay, good, because they're not winning much, so I'd hate to be cheating and losing. So
understandable.
So let's talk about you being the champion of the week. What's it mean to you? Is it a cool award? Like, obviously you were nominated by several people and that kind of thing. Is there any prestige to the belt?
I mean, I like it because it tells me, my peers, value what I'm doing, and also the same thing with the kids. To me, they respect what I'm doing, so hopefully, I can continue to command that respect and, just do what I'm supposed to do and do it the way it's supposed to be done.
Absolutely. So let's talk a little bit. I want you to tell the audience, our millions of followers out there, tell us about your version of the iAcademy. What are you doing in your classroom this year as opposed to last year? For those of you that don't know, Coach Alberon taught sophomores last year, GovEcon, on the main campus in a traditional way, and this year you're teaching freshmen in the project-based learning way. So tell us some differences. What sticks out to you?
Biggest thing for me is, when you guys put me over here, you asked that I kind of introduce certain projects. So with my freshmen, we started back in September. They learned how to do an iMovie. They do it on themselves for a later project where they created a much bigger, in-depth project. So just trying to take those concepts that they're going to learn as sophomores, juniors, and seniors, and just give them a little springboard into what it's going to be like later in high school.
I think you would agree too, though, having seen the progression of their work and how much better it's gotten.
Yes.
In the last 20 weeks, like it's impressive, right? I mean,
Yeah.
The freshman crew can do things on their computers and do research and they can give you things that you want without you having to hold their hand the whole way through, right?
Absolutely.
That's what I see in the work anyway. I'm not
Yeah.
in the day-to-day, but
Big difference.
Is there a huge difference teaching sophomores, teaching freshmen?
Yes.
How so?
To me, the maturity from 14 to 15 it's a big difference. Like I said, the freshmen come in, they're just wild for no
Sure.
reason some days, whereas the sophomores are kind of, all right, let's go through, just go ahead and get done what we need to get done.
Right. So you're also an assistant basketball coach here and an assistant track coach. Talk to us, reflect a little bit about basketball season, how we do, kind of preview our track season for us. What do we have to look forward to?
Basketball was a little disappointing getting put out in the first round. We won 16 games, whereas last year we only won 10. So we did make a 6-game improvement.
Yep.
Did some good things, but getting put out by Orangeburg was disappointing.
Sure.
Never want to end that early, but when it comes to track, we can bring back state champion Kadeja Evans. Expecting big things for her.
She's a pretty good jumper.
A little bit,
jumper.
some skill there.
Yeah.
We hope she can get 4 events in the state finals. Girls are going for, I think, 4 straight region championships.
Nice.
Boys are trying to get the first one in a couple years. So
Very
hopefully we can be real competitive and win both regions.
Very good. Talk to us about, and this is the last question we have for you. As far as third quarter goals, end of the year goals, what are you looking for out of your freshmen for the rest of the way through?
I want them to be able to finish strong. We know, especially being a coach, academics, you get off to a good start your freshman year, you just springboard the rest of you.
Yep.
And for me, I want to see them finish on a strong note. I don't want them to drop off and at the end of the year,
Sure.
just go ahead and just get a 16 be done.
Sure.
Finish, as high as possible and do the best you can. Get them prepared for that sophomore year where, all right, we know what to expect. Let's
Right.
go ahead and get it done.
Well, Coach, I want to warn you publicly. I don't want to see you out in Darlington, running errands with the belt on. So let's keep it in the classroom. I don't want to get it damaged. That kind of thing.
Understandable.
So, good deal. And is Michigan going to make the tournament this year?
Right now they're projected at a 5 seed.
We'll see. We'll see. Thanks for your time, Coach.
Thank you.
We're back.
Hey,
That was an excellent interview. with
Coach
Alberon.
H. Coach H is the man.
Yes.
Right? What I liked about Coach H the most is he comes in and gets the job done.
Yeah.
He's not here for the baloney.
No.
He's not here. I'm business, baby, business. Also, shout outs to our basketball team. They had a huge win over Hartsville last Friday night.
Wow.
It was like
Incredible.
the most fun atmosphere I've ever been a part of.
Mhm.
Sellout crowd. Really, really cool. Look forward to playing those guys again. Our basketball team travels to Lakewood tonight for the battle for first place in the region. So, fun times. And lastly, I guess our last segment is going to be the student of the week. It's always a pleasure. 3, 2, 1, here it is. So we're here with our student of the week, Mr. Josh Byram. I feel very weird, Josh. I'm in a different seat. This is not my seat. I feel like Sheldon, and I don't like it. So congratulations on being the student of the week. What do you think?
Thank you.
You are the first student of the week in the iAcademy that is not actually an iAcademy student. So Mr. Hughes, you might say, why is he the student of the week? Right?
Why is he a student of the week?
I'm glad the audience can catch the video. So he's a student of the week because Josh, in addition to having like the best grades ever, he's AB honor roll celebration. Did you go to the celebration?
Yes.
Was it lit?
It was. The cake was good.
Josh also has he's been singing the national anthem for the basketball games. In addition, what I think is most impressively, Josh is the president of the Key Club here. The Key Club just got their hours turned in, and we had more than 325 volunteer hours for the first semester. That's pretty cool, right?
Pretty good.
So talk to us about the Key Club. What do you think?
I'm proud of it. We have 75 members or something this year, so it's very large. It's maybe the largest club we have at Darlington High School, and so the fact that we are either turning in anywhere from 4 to 6 hours per student is pretty great.
It's cool, right?
very
So talk to us a little bit. Pretend like the people that are watching this don't know anything about the Key Club.
good. Okay.
Like, what's the general purpose of it?
Well, it's the child of Kiwanis, so it's a civic organization where we'll go out in the community and around the school, and we'll just do basic community service needs or whatever for our service hours that we'll complete each semester.
So I know this year we had like a pancake supper that was a big one for everybody, and
We'll have Special Olympics in the spring.
Special Olympics coming up in April the 11th, that kind of stuff. So very, very good stuff. So since we have you here, let's talk about your high school experience, because you're about to walk away from us. And we're always curious. We like to talk to kids about what we call the experience. So if you could say, give me like the top 2 experiences you had at Darlington High School, what would they be?
Okay, well, I would say outside the classroom,
Mhm.
obviously any type of student section. Our basketball student section this year
It's good.
may be the best we've
good.
had in years.
It's
And football, we stepped it up a little bit more each year, so I'm very proud of that, and I
Cool.
enjoy doing that each week. But inside the classroom, I'd have to say with some of the real world projects we've done. So,
Give me an example.
in-
Real world stuff.
well, in economics class, we would do like a budget project
Okay.
that I use a lot now, thinking about like, well, how much money do I want to spend on a house? How much money
Sure.
do I want to spend on college? So all those questions I think about often.
Want to give a shout out to Mr. Hughes or anything?
Shout out
like
to
that?
Mr. Hughes.
He's a go, right?
That project.
Yeah, it's
yes.
pretty cool. So talk to me about this. Like anything like silly, like that you'll remember forever. Like that one time Mr. Hughes like pooted in class or anything like that. Like anything stick out? To me, that's the stuff you remember.
No, really,
Nothing like that.
I don't know. I don't know about
It happens.
silly.
Okay, well, I mean, it happens.
Yeah.
I remember silly things that happened to me in high school.
Yeah.
So it's Valentine's Day. Any plans?
No, thank you.
Getting mom any chocolate? Anything like
I
that?
probably won't, but I'll probably get myself some food. So I'm treating myself. Treat yourself.
Treat yourself. I like that.
Thank you.
Talk to us about college next year. Where are you going? What's the plan? What's the major?
Leaning towards South Carolina right now, and completely went 180 from where I was going to major in. So now I'm thinking about marketing
Cool.
as of this moment.
Cool. So that kind of goes back, real world stuff. I mean, you
Yeah.
talked about real world projects. So that's very good. Well, we wish you the best. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you.
It's always a pleasure, and keep us posted on the Key Club stuff.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Yeah, we're back. That was an awesome interview.
Yes.
It's the Student of the Week's posters are starting to pile up a little bit.
Mhm.
It's really nice. We can get like a whole mural going on the wall soon.
Yep. I love how our students, those students week, they just care so much and they want to do so much for the school and they care about their grades, they care about the school, they care about their teachers, they just care.
Cream of the. So one more thing, one more time before we go, Mr. Hughes,
Keep on trucking.
fly Eagles fly.